seconds. 30
I'm going to
seconds.
figure these out, man.
All right, everyone, here we go.
Yeah, I never wear a white shirt.
The following is a paid program. Views and claims expressed are those of the program producer and are not endorsed by this station. Opinions expressed are not necessarily those of radio station KMET, its management, employees, or affiliates.
What's happening, football fans? It is time to steer the line. Touchdown! With your host, Loud Esmond and Jeremy James. For the best takes in NFL and football betting, fantasy football, and the latest news, get ready to steer the line.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to another segment of Steer the Line. I'm your host today, Christian Giordani, followed here by Rocky Giordani as well, and Mr. Lou Desmond. How are you guys doing today? Loud Desmond. I'm sorry.
To you. How are you guys?
Today we're going to be talking about Week 5 recaps, what's going into Week 6, and all the drama surrounding the NFL. So let's get right into it, guys.
I don't know if I want to recap Week 5.
Go for it.
I don't think a lot of people do, but
it was god awful, frankly.
It was a tough week for all of us.
It was.
A lot of really strange,
weird
outcomes last week. Frankly, the worst week I've had picking games in the NFL in a long time. A lot of really strange outcomes and scores. The one that I think pissed me off the most was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers allowing the Falcons to come back and get that awful backdoor cover at the end of the game. It's just, come on, guys.
Interesting statistic, Lou. The Falcons are undefeated
5-0 against the spread this year.
Yeah.
They're undefeated against the spread this year. Yeah. They're perfect against the spread, right, Christian?
Yeah, that is true. They're the only team remaining in the NFL that is perfect against the spread this year.
How about that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And coincidentally.
Go ahead.
Well, they may be part of my one of my picks of the week, or maybe my pick of the week. That game might be my pick of the week.
I have 5 games that I have live bets on this weekend legally.
Right.
Unfortunately, a little bit of news I think that matters to people who listen to this program, because we air in Southern California on the radio there. You're going to be waiting at least a few more years for legalized gambling in California.
Yes.
Because both propositions are losing huge. The Native American back proposition to only allow sports betting at Native American casinos is well below 50%. And the other one, DraftKings and the other guys, is doing so poorly, they have suspended all further advertising payments on them. So far, there has been more than $250 million spent on those two campaigns, and they're both going to lose.
Yeah. Well, I'm all for the sports betting at casinos, but not online, because I think that it opens up too much of an avenue for addicted gamblers and underage gambling. Anybody who can't get around an RU18-year-old.
Yeah, but I know this is going to cut across the grain with you, Rocky. I think people are tired of the Native Americans having a absolute lock on all gambling. I think the next time around. Now, keep in mind, Proposition 1A, which was the first Native American casino proposition, lost.
Mm-hmm.
Then, and that was when Vegas and the Native Americans were fighting each other.
Right.
And it lost. Okay? Well, no, I'm sorry. It won, but it didn't win by enough to sustain a challenge in court, and it was thrown out.
More importantly, Lou, what you need to understand is the Native Americans weren't given the right to gamble. They just went ahead and started doing it and said, forget it.
Right. And Ralph Rossum.
They made them sue them. So it's not about people are tired of Native Americans getting anything. They didn't get shit. They took it.
Right. Okay. Let me rephrase.
Yes.
I think there is a sense among the public that has so distrust with the Native American community as far as gambling is concerned, because they came out with commercials saying gambling is evil, gambling is terrible. You can't allow an expansion of gambling when all the gambling in the state is controlled by Native American tribes. So here's what I suggest, and here's what I bet is going to happen. The next time around, when there was a proposition to allow gambling in California and have compacts with the tribes and the big gambling interests in Vegas worked together. And it passed because the deal was, okay, Vegas, the Native American tribes, some of the bigger ones, will work with you, and companies like Caesars and MGM actually manage Native American casinos in the state of California, and they get their cut, right?
Right.
I believe next time around, the Vegas casinos, MGM, Caesars, DraftKings, everybody's going to get in the boat together. And what they're going to do is come up with something where everybody gets a piece. And I think you're going to have to allow the card clubs and the horse racing tracks and the off pari-mutuel horse racing track locations where there's not actually horse racing, but there's betting. You're going to have to allow all of them to also be part of the picture. And then I would argue it should be just like it is in Nevada and Atlantic City. If you apply for a gambling license and meet the requirements, you should be able to be a sports book. Any bar, anybody who wants to do it should be able to apply for a license. I think it should be that way. Free enterprise. If you meet the requirements, you get to be a sports book.
Okay, now counterpoint. First of all, California is governed by virgins. Okay, a bunch of pure white as the driven snow virgins who aren't ever going to allow any type of casinos or gambling. The only reason that there is gambling in California on Indian land is because it's not in California, it's on federal land, and they just thumbed their nose at everybody and said, we're just going to open them, you sue us to make us stop, and then they didn't stop. And that's why they eventually made a deal. But if you honestly believe that the Native Americans are going to open the door to off-tribal land sports betting, you are absolutely do not understand the mindset. That is not a path any Indian is going to walk down, my friend. They're never going to go in on that with, let's all take a piece of the pie. They're not going to do that.
Then you're never going to have sports betting in California.
I'm not sure.
Because the same thing will play out every time.
Doesn't mean Vegas and the Indians might not work something out. But I don't think you're ever going to see it in the card clubs. The card clubs are the little guy. They're the losers. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, that's where I think public opinion has shifted.
Yeah.
Back 20, 30 years ago when the Indian gambling wars were being played out, it was, the poor Indians, they live in these horrible conditions.
And it was true.
And they need
My mother had to boil her water for 20 minutes before she could cook it or drink it.
I get it. I get it. That's not the case anymore.
No,
now you have a lot of people that
resent. Nobody gives them nothing.
I understand, but now you have a public perception that the Native American tribes are rich. And there's a lot of other people who aren't Native American, whether it's true or not. I'm saying the polls show there's a big public resentment over the fact that only the Native American tribes are getting rich from gambling. So the solution is everybody's going to have to work together and everybody's going to get a piece of the pie or nobody's going to get any. But this time around, it's losing, which means you're looking at least 2 more years before you can bet legally on sports in California.
I do not believe that the Indian tribes consider this a loss. They'll take it as a push because there's no off-track, off-casino sports betting. They'll take the push.
That's not true.
Well, I mean, besides the card clubs, I'm talking about, sports books.
There's $4 billion a year being spent in California on sports betting that the Native American casinos are not seeing a dime from because it's all being done online illegally.
Right.
And there's no way to trace it.
Well, once you open the door to gambling off federal land, then there's casinos. The slot machines are next. I'm just telling you right now that I don't. We'll talk about it in 2 years.
Well, we'll see. All right, we're 10 minutes into the show. We haven't picked anything.
Exactly. Let's do this.
Moving on, Christian, take control. You're the producer.
Yeah. All right. So this week in the NFL, there's been a lot of legal trouble coming around. Tom Brady getting fined $11,000. The receiver Devontae Adams getting an assault charge on him. But the biggest news right now that just came in, Deshaun Watson has 3 new sexual assault cases and 1 case of rape coming in.
And you say these are new?
New.
Since the settlement.
Within the past 22 hours.
What did we say, Rocky?
Right. Are these new cases that just happened?
Yes.
New cases from before?
We don't know. That information has not been disclosed yet, but it's 3 cases of sexual assault and 1 case of rape.
Well, on the other hand, Jacoby Brissett's playing lights out, so let him go. Let's write it off.
Your wife would rather you punch her in the face.
Right.
I'm just saying.
Ray Rice.
John Johnson.
Whoa, stop!
One out your eye.
Stop! Okay.
Aside from the crude comments, it is something that could really affect his suspension. Could it be prolonged?
He's done.
He's done.
He's done.
The deal was no more stuff. He got off with a slap on the wrist. The deal was no more crap. That's it.
So Deshaun Watson may never see the football field again, but we said that 6 months ago coming into the NFL season.
If it's not obvious now, he has a problem. Lou called him a predator the first day this happened. And it's true. The guy's a predator, and he can't stop. There are no meetings. There are no 12 steps for this. He's not going to get off it, man.
No, it's this is something
Speaking
that
of
will
getting off it.
Oh my God! I'm sorry. I opened that window and stood right next to it and let Lou throw me out of it.
What is so funny?
Getting off it.
Getting off.
Oh, did you do that by accident?
Wow.
Did you do that by accident?
Wow. I'm just saying. Really?
You're even amazingly funny.
Guys.
You're not trying to be.
Speaking. Wow.
Moving on.
He's done.
He's done.
Yes.
He's done.
Finished.
He's done.
He will never see any of that money because the Browns are going to have a clause in the contract that says something like, as long as there's nothing else, you don't do anything more, blah, blah, blah.
We hope.
The NFL, he's done. Done.
Well, he's getting that money. It doesn't matter what happened. There's no clause in his contract.
No, there's going to be a clause in the contract that voids it.
They've got to find a way to void it now. They have to. Yeah.
You need some legal.
There has to be something. There's no way their lawyers didn't write a clause in there that said, if any more cases come forward past this date, in other words, if you do it again,
you're done.
You're done.
No money.
But I don't know because it was guaranteed.
It was fully guaranteed. In public, the public information that we know about his contract, there are no clauses of outside systems.
Get out of it in preseason.
Okay, all right. If there was something in Kyler Murray's contract that he didn't know that said he had to study more so he knew the playbook better, I guarantee there is something in this contract. Unless the Browns are the dumbest.
They're from Cleveland, man. Come on.
People ever. There's no way. There's not something in this contract. So what is this? What does this do betting wise? The Browns are finished.
Yeah, the Browns lose a lot more games.
Not just
that's
for
for
this
sure.
year. They may suck for a decade.
Again.
Yeah, but where are the Browns right now in that division?
They're third in that division, or second. I believe they're third or second in that division.
Pittsburgh, Ravens, Browns, Bengals.
Pittsburgh is the worst team. Look, I'll just do this off the top of my head. from watching the games, Pittsburgh is the worst team in the division. Cleveland is the second worst. Cincinnati, and then the Ravens. That's
It's
your
Ravens, Browns, Bengals, Steelers.
Yeah, the Browns are
second
ahead on.
place.
Yeah,
Now-
but the Bengals are really the better team.
Hold on. Well, Cincinnati's got a game this Sunday. Who do they play, Christian?
New Orleans.
They go to New Orleans. They go to New Orleans.
Yes, they go to New Orleans.
Slight favorite. Now, if
New
Cincinnati
Orleans with Andy Dalton and no receivers.
Cincinnati, the AFC champions, are probably going to
they're going to smoke New Orleans.
Smoke New Orleans. We expect them to. Now, the Browns have
the Patriots. They have New England Patriots.
Yes, and they are, I believe, they're slight favorites against the Patriots.
Yes, they are.
It's going to be a race. The problem, the good news for the Browns, the Ravens have a little bit more of a test. The Ravens are traveling, right?
Yes, they're traveling to New York versus the Giants, which they're still favored by a good 5.5 points.
Yeah, and they're the best traveling team, the best road team. They're undefeated on the road this year. But this Giants team, do not.
Oh, don't sleep on the Giants.
Saquon Barkley is
right
just
these Giants, man.
Oh, by the way, Coach of the Year, Brian Dable, hands down.
No doubt. Well, so far, anyway.
So far.
So Cleveland might get back into this a little bit now if the Ravens falter. And Cleveland and the Bengals can win. This is going to become a pretty cool race,
Jacoby Brissett. He's been doing.
So who do you like, Lou? Who do you like in that Bengals game? Bengals.
I am not betting it. I have 5 teams five games I'm officially betting this weekend. I have the tickets right here sitting next to me.
Well, get to it, buddy. We have 10 minutes left on the KMET version.
All right, let's go through them quickly.
Yes.
I'm going to go backwards. Monday night game. Chargers -5 on the Broncos. I know it's a division game. Did anybody watch Russell Wilson throw a football on Thursday Night Football last week?
Yeah. Some of the most horrible I've seen.
He can't.
No.
He got some kind of super injection in the muscle the day after the game. He flew to L.A. to see a specialist. I don't know if they put fetal tissue or Chinese herbs or some of the Hulk green stuff in him, but he needed a specialist because he's got a torn muscle in his throwing shoulder.
Yeah, and that's tough to play with. We saw Baker do it all last season, and his production
and not only
plummeted.
Is he bad, his coach sucks.
Terrible. First-time coach. Now, not just the coach, the coordinators, both coordinators.
Yeah, what did I say at the beginning of the year? Everybody's like, the Broncos are a Super Bowl team.
How is Justin Herbert loud? Have you heard about Justin Herbert? Have his ribs healed?
That kid threw a 70-yard pass 2 weeks ago after the injury.
Yeah.
It probably hurts, but he's not as old as Russell Wilson.
Right.
Rocky, you remember being young, right?
Yes. If memory serves, yeah.
Man, I could play 2 rugby games back to back.
Fighting to the pain was
I would die after 5 minutes today.
And the line moved to 4.5, by the way, on that Chargers game.
Oh, it did?
That is crazy.
It's -4.5 right now.
What did it start at?
-6.
Yes.
So people are betting the other way.
All the money is on the Broncos. That makes no sense.
Well, I like it. The longer they drop that spread, the more I like San Diego. And I agree, Lou. That is definitely one of the biggest games of the week.
Denver Broncos suck.
Yes.
It is a division game. I get it. But the Chargers are explosive on offense. I know the kid's got banged up ribs. He's tough.
They've got a pretty good defense. Christian, the Chargers are at home?
Yes, it is in SoFi. That's going to be a game the Chargers are going to dominate, in my opinion.
It's going to be Man, I don't understand that at all.
They're going to stuff the run and make Russell Wilson beat them with his arm, and he's just not going to be able to.
Here's another line that makes no sense to me. The Cowboys opened +4.5 against the Eagles.
Crazy.
It's now Cowboys +6.
Yes.
6.5 now.
Eagles.
6.5. I love the Cowboys here.
I love the Cowboys.
I do too. I think this is going to be the biggest upset of the season.
Yeah,
I think they beat them.
I do too.
6-point favorites. Listen, I've been saying it all along. Excuse me. I'm going to say it again. This Jalen Hurts bandwagon doesn't work for me. Last week was the first time they played an almost playoff team. They played the Cardinals, who got beaten really badly in the wild card game. And other than that, they haven't played a playoff team yet. And the Cardinals had to miss a field goal in the last few seconds to lose that game. So this Jalen Hurts MVP.
The Cardinals should have lost to the 1-4 Raiders big.
Yeah, and
they were down by 20 points.
They almost beat the Eagles.
They almost beat the Eagles, yeah.
Now the Eagles are playing another playoff team, the Cowboys, who also weren't a great playoff team, but they're a quasi-playoff team. After this, their only tough games after this, they have easy schedule. I play the Green Bay Packers, which might not be that tough. And it's one of the games, they play the Cowboys again. So I think the Cowboys win this handily and expose Jalen Hurts. Now, probably low-scoring affair, loud, because I like the Eagles defense. But and the Eagles have a great front line. I think that Cowboys pass rush is going to be too big.
The Cowboys are doing what they should have been doing on offense from the beginning.
They got lucky. Their quarterback went down.
Yeah.
Run the ball, throw on play action.
Yes.
That's what they should have been doing from the beginning.
While we're on the Cowboys,
go ahead.
Cooper Rush is officially in the MVP race. He's seventh in MVP voting.
He qualifies now.
That is hilarious.
I love it. I'm all for it. Cooper Rush for MVP is my new slogan this year.
All right, so pick of the week. We have, 6 minutes left? Go ahead, Lou. Finish your pick.
Bills minus 2.5 at the Chiefs.
Love the Bills.
It's a regular season game. The Bills win the regular season games against the Chiefs recently. 2.5 isn't even a field goal. Buffalo has the superior defense, and they've got superior weapons on offense. Gabe Davis is a beast. He's better than any of the number one receivers on he's better than any of the receivers on Kansas City, and he's the number 2 receiver on the Bills.
Yeah.
Stephon Diggs is an all-star. Allen is as good or better at quarterback
as anybody in the league. Yeah, he's the man.
And Von Miller has been a massive difference maker on defense. So I like the Bills to win the regular season game at Kansas City.
Yeah, you know what? It's interesting. No, they're at home. They're in New York.
They're in Kansas City. They're in Arrowhead. Yes.
Well, that does make a little bit of a difference because that's about 3 points the other way. You know.
Yeah. As much as I hate to say it, I really do like Kansas City in this game. I think Patrick Mahomes is just going to go out.
Hey, listen, by the way, I got to give a shout out to my friend on Facebook, Janice Caputo. She's been a Chiefs fan. She hung in there when it was tough. And they've got a great team now. Congratulations. You know, if they beat the Bills, I will allow you to post on my Facebook page if they beat them. Anyway.
Right. Next game coming up.
Eddie Sanchez, McCool, all you Venice guys, man, thanks for watching.
All right, hang on.
Let's go.
Vikings. By the way, I'm making a note. Christian is on the Chiefs. So far, we all agree. Chargers minus the points. Cowboys plus the points. Bills, Rocky and I, minus 2.5. We're on that. And then Christian is on the Chiefs to win.
Yeah, while you two have the Bills.
Yes.
Vikings minus 3 at Dolphins. The Dolphins are playing some quarterback I've never heard of.
Yeah, nobody knows who he is. Yeah, the third string guy.
And the Vikings have a decent defense. I know everybody makes fun of their quarterback, but, I like that. And he's okay. And he's got one of the best receivers in Justin Jefferson. He's got a great running back in Dalvin Cook. And, give me a third-string quarterback at Miami, and I don't think they're going to score many points.
Miami's in front in that division now, and they need to stay there. They need to know to nut up and win these games because Green Bay have a pretty easy schedule, and they need to stay out in front because they're going to play Green Bay again. So I like Miami. I like Minnesota in that one also.
All right, here's my lock of the week.
Go ahead.
Early game on Sunday, the 49ers play the Falcons.
Wow,
the Falcons are 5-0 against the spread.
Yep.
This season.
Uh-huh.
There is no way, statistically, that trend can continue.
No way.
The 49ers are the second best defense in the NFL behind the Bills, I believe. They might be number one now, statistically. The Falcons have been getting cheap backdoor covers all year long. They shouldn't have covered against Tampa. Yeah, they really shouldn't have covered against New Orleans, except New Orleans let them get out to a lead. I hate the Falcons team. They suck. The 49ers, I believe, probably are at least in the top 3 to be in the Super Bowl from the NFC. They're going to crush the Falcons. 5 points isn't nearly enough. I think this is a 14 to 17 point win.
Actually, it's 4.5 right now, and that's
crazy.
My pick of the week also, it was between San Diego and the 49ers. I'm going to stick with the 49ers. That's my pick of the week.
1 minute.
Let that out to all my bettors. Take the 49ers, lay the points. It's a lock.
Okay, 60 seconds to drop a pick, everyone.
Got a pick? Lou, you got another pick? Christian, who your pick of the week?
My biggest pick of the week.
Okay, if you don't have one, don't.
Not yet.
You know what I might do? And I did. I went Chargers -5, Cowboys +6, Bills -2.5, Vikings -3, 49ers -5. I made it a 7-point teaser and added 7 points to all the teams I'm betting on and put $100 on it. That 100 will bring me 750 back.
Yeah, sounds great. Looks good on paper. You just jinxed us. I like all those games too.
I do too.
Now we know who's going to get snake bit. Somebody.
All right, everyone listening.
Now every game is going the other way except for the one that Christian bet on.
Yeah.
Now everyone, over, buddy.
Yeah, everyone from KMET, thank you for listening. We will continue the next half hour on YouTube at steertheline.com or at Steer the Line on YouTube. Thank you guys for listening, and for the rest of the betting information, go to YouTube.
Yes, and I will shout out some more of my Venice guys.
Thank you, Sean. And now we're on the second half of YouTube. Lou, I know you want to run that clip. Do you want to run that clip now?
Yeah, go ahead and run it now.
Let's hit it.
Loud has been coming to you from my favorite place to play. That is the Snoqualmie Casino Sportsbook at the Snoqualmie Casino, the closest casino to Seattle, and one of the best places you're going to bet, especially if you're a beginner. Very friendly, welcoming, answer all your questions. And this is the Snoqualmie Casino Sportsbook Weekend Betting Outlook with Loud Esmond. Lots of great college games this weekend you want to take a look at. Alabama taking on Tennessee. The question here, is Bryce Young, Alabama's all-world quarterback, going to play, or are they going to have the freshman in there? That line has gone from 7 in Alabama's favor to suddenly 8.5. Somebody knows something. I think that means Bryce Young is going to be playing for Alabama. That line at 8.5, I mean, I know Tennessee has been really good, but it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. Penn State, well, this is going to be Michigan's first real test. They've looked really good, but they've played a bunch of cupcakes, so we'll see how they do against a real team. Penn State +7 in that game. You have Oklahoma State University taking on a hot TCU. Oklahoma State is +4 in that game. TCU -4, -4.5. That'll be another interesting game to see. And then the Brian Kelly era in LSU has not started very well. They are a road dog to the Florida Gators, who have been kind of up and down this season. The Gators are tough in the swamp where that game is going to be played. And you've got that one at -2.5 in favor of the Gators. And then the NFL this weekend, it's okay. There's not a bunch of great games, but there are 2 really, really good and really important ones. The Bills are going to Kansas City to play the Chiefs. This is the first time that Patrick Mahomes will ever be an underdog in his own stadium in his entire career, with the Bills coming in as a 2.5-point favorite. And then the Cowboys take on the Eagles in Philly. The Cowboys +6 on the road. We'll see how it plays out. Either one of those games could be determinant of who's going to the Super Bowl. I'm Loud Esmond, right here with you for the Snoqualmie Casino Sportsbook Weekend Outlook. In the NFL this weekend, there's not a bunch of great games, but there are two really important ones. Either one could be determinative of who's going to the Super Bowl, or at least where the Super Bowl goes through in terms of where the final games are going to be played. The Bills taking on the Chiefs in Arrowhead. This is the first time that Patrick Mahomes will be a dog in his own stadium. The Chiefs are getting 2.5. Not quite a field goal there. And then the Cowboys in Philadelphia, +6 against the Eagles. Cooper Rush will put his undefeated season on the line against the Philadelphia Eagles in Philly. We're going to see if Philadelphia is a real contender or a pretender when they play the Cowboys. Again, sort of the first real test that they've faced. So, that is your Snoqualmie Casino Sportsbook Weekend Outlook. I'm Loud Esmond.
So, Loud, you don't go ahead and pick any teams on that particular cut.
No, because I'm coming.
The show.
Because I am coming
live.
Hello.
What's wrong with Christian's eyes?
Well, Christian went
like
blind.
A blind rat.
He's doing his Stevie Wonder station.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it's my new look. I think.
All right, cool. Yeah, you can.
All right, so when I am at the Snoqualmie Sportsbook,
I knew look.
They don't want me to pick games.
Yes.
Because they don't want people to think I'm working with their sports book. You see what? Obvious, right?
Obviously. But go there and make your own bet. It's a great place. Beautiful little sports book.
So what I do is I just highlight what I think are some of the more interesting betting opportunities of the weekend. And let's talk about a few of these college games. Alabama was -7 all week against Tennessee. Tennessee has been an offensive juggernaut all season. And then all of a sudden this morning, in about an hour, it went from -7 Bama to -8.5.
Wow.
Because Bryce Young must have gone out on a practice field somewhere and looked good. That's what I think happened. Rocky?
Yeah,
you've been involved in the underworld longer and deeper than me. Your thoughts?
If Bryce Young does not come out and absolutely rock it, Alabama is going to be in trouble. Now, they historically play Tennessee very tough, real well. But like you said, Tennessee has a quarterback. He's like Josh Allen. He's a big, strong, fast. And by the way, they're not asking him to do too much. He doesn't turn the ball over. He's got zero turnovers, man. That's what's going to be. Now, Alabama, on the flip side, without Bryce Young, had been turning the ball over a lot. And that will be – if Tennessee gets more possessions than Alabama –
still haven't lost.
If Tennessee gets more possessions due to turnovers, they will beat Alabama. That will be the deciding factor.
I am so terrified of betting against Alabama.
Yeah, but I don't like
with that line movement. I'm just staying away.
You took Arkansas against them not too many weeks ago.
Yeah, and it was horrible.
Yeah.
He learned his mistake. Don't bet against Alabama.
Yeah, but the line was like 17. How do you do that? And they destroyed them.
Roll Tide.
So close at one point. Yeah. Midway through the third quarter, it was a 3-point game.
I know. I was
then like 90 seconds and 3 plays later.
Nuts. They just went nuts.
They were up by 20. Yeah. I'm like, what the hell? Oh, boy. Michigan. I hate John Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh. I hate him. I think he's a jerk. I think he ruined careers. I think he caused Colin Kaepernick to happen.
Yes, he did. No doubt.
Yeah.
And the whole thing, I think he screwed Alex Smith. He did everything that could have been asked of him. And the guy had an opportunity to take a team to a Super Bowl, and he screwed him over. I hate his tactics.
Alex Smith would have won the Super Bowl. Lou, you are 100% right. I'm with you. 100%.
I completely agree. Yeah, Alex Smith got screwed over that entire situation.
He'd won the last 19 games in a row. He got injured going back to the season before. Then he got injured.
And what's the rule in the NFL for quarterbacks? Yeah. You don't lose your starting job due to injury.
Exactly.
Period. Unless Harbaugh. Anyway, so
Dak Prescott.
Playing this week, Michigan is going to run the ball. What's going to happen, Lou?
See, here's my problem. I hate Michigan so much because I'm also a Notre Dame fan.
Yeah.
That I always want to bet against them because I just hate them.
Yeah.
Penn State doesn't impress me. Penn State is like, oh, Penn State. And then when the big game comes, they suck. I can't make a pick in this game because I'm too emotionally conflicted.
Yeah, this is Penn State's biggest game of the year. Now, they've got some ballers on defense, Lou. They've got some guys who are going to bring it. And they know that this is the big time game. They're playing Michigan. They know what Michigan's going to do, and they're gonna bring it. If their defense can step up, they have a chance. But I agree with you. It's very hard to bet against Michigan in this game. Extremely tough.
TCU, OSU in a 12 and top 8 matchup.
Yeah.
I like
got
the
a soft spot in my heart.
I like the Horned Frogs in this game. The Oklahoma teams are just always overrated. It's like Oklahoma State, the Cowboys, and then they play a real team and they lose.
Wyoming, right?
I like TCU here.
I do too. I completely agree.
Christian was going to play baseball for TCU.
TCU was my dream school growing up. They
decided to go into radio instead.
TCU was one of my dream school growing up. They offered me a small scholarship and a tour around the stadium, and it was, you know.
And you're an idiot. Sorry, my opinion.
Oh well, if you're talking about me, I agree.
You chose a different path.
I have no complaints.
Different path.
That would have paid for it, Christian. All right.
Anyways.
The Brian Kelly era at LSU.
Yes.
The Baton Rouge, the Tigers of LSU has not started well. I'm not sure he's the right cultural fit there, honestly. We'll see how it works out. They have to go to the Swamp and play the Florida Gators. The Gators are -2.5. I think that's a short price. I think LSU gets smoked by the Gators. I think it's a 10-point game, 13. I just don't think LSU's that good. And on the road against Florida, I don't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could ride with you on that one because I really don't. I wouldn't go the other way either. I don't have an opinion on that one. I'll lay off completely off that one. So now, Lou, but did you go over your pro picks for this week for the YouTube half of the show?
Yeah, let me go through this again from the top. Chargers minus what now?
-4.5.
4.5. Yeah, love it. Love the Chargers.
I love it. I do too.
I love that Charger. I love the Chargers.
You have a quarterback for the Denver Broncos who can't throw the ball.
Yeah. Right. And you got to remember, this is Monday Night Football, home team advantage. Home team on Monday Night Football is not going to lose. You know what I mean? They're not going to lose, and they
can't throw.
Huh?
Yeah, he can't throw. Russell Wilson can't throw a football.
Yeah, listen.
This is going to be the game
number one running back is done for the season.
Yeah, I went with the 49ers. They've been playing so good, but this could be my pick. This was it between this and the 49ers. I went 49ers with the pick of the week, but this could have been. It's right there. You know, could have either way, man. I love San Diego in this game. I think they're going to blow them out. I don't think it's going to be I think it'll be a great Monday night game to watch. San Diego gets back on track, and they need one. They need one in that division because Kansas City needs to falter, and they need. By the way, Lou. Are we going to talk about the Raiders going for 2 or just leave it alone?
Oh, my God.
No, let's just leave it alone.
I've been wanting to bring this up all week. I've been waiting for it.
Too soon, Loud. Too soon. I'm sorry, buddy. Listen, I was screaming. Me and Christian were screaming at the TV. We were with you, man. We were pulling for you. We were yelling, "Are you dumb son of a beeswax, man?"
Okay.
Now, the thing could be, our defense isn't going that well. Let's try to hold them. But it was 1 point.
Yeah. Going to OT.
Yeah, it was 1 point, dude. I mean, either way. Tied or 1 point ahead.
Here's my biggest concern.
Yeah.
The coach has training wheels on a quarterback who has been in the league for almost a decade. Apparently, the Raiders coach who calls all the offensive plays is in Derek Carr's earpiece on every play, telling him where he has to throw the ball.
Well,
he can't audible at the line of scrimmage.
Oh, he has the Mitch Trubisky rule, you know.
Yeah. You can't audible. You can't throw to a different receiver. You will throw the ball where I tell you.
Wow. Well, I don't know I didn't know that was the case. The first I've heard about it.
Derek Carr was asked about it, and he confirmed it.
Well, I know that neither the coach nor the quarterback are playing up to their
standards.
Potential. Look, Derek Carr has to be going crazy. All he had to do this year was to stay healthy, and he would climb the all-time career leaders wins list, passing the likes of Jeff Garcia and Trent Dilfer. I mean, this guy is taking a beating. He can't get no love at all. His career is in serious trouble here. He never won a playoff game, and
here's my silver lining.
Yeah, go ahead.
In all of this, which is the Raiders are on a bye this week, which means I don't have to watch them lose. So there's that. Look, McDaniels either has to let Derek Carr play quarterback or he has to start over.
What does that mean?
Because you can't
define start over.
He has to trade Carr and Adams.
Well, see, I said this at the beginning of the season. Josh McDaniel coming in, David Carr might not be there very long, and you screamed at me. Now you're understanding. They're either going to get rid of their coach or their quarterback. And the coach just got there.
And if the coach, here's the thing. No, it's a package deal. Adams came to the Raiders to play with Derek Carr.
Yeah.
If they trade Derek Carr, Adams is done.
Christian,
he's going to be like, no, I'm out.
What happened with Devontae Adams and his misdemeanor assault? By the way, it should have been battery, because assault is when you raise your hand at someone. Battery is when you actually hit them. He pushed that guy down. And if that had been Tom Brady doing that to a black reporter, he'd have caught hell. So, what's going to happen?
I don't think much is going to happen. If anything, they're going to settle outside of court.
Okay, what about Tom Brady and the kick? You know, remember I mentioned it to you. I said it looked like he tried to kick him. He didn't kick him, but he tried. He was pissed.
No.
Tom Brady is pissed. He wants to win.
They fined Tom Brady $11,000. Tampa Bay paid the fine.
Played really well this week, Loud. A big spread against an easy team.
Yeah, but now they're going off for suspension for Tom Brady for a game. I think it's never going to happen.
He didn't kick it. He didn't make contact.
Okay. Unless you remove Deshaun Watson from the planet.
Yeah. You can't take Tom Brady out.
You can't take Tom Brady out for a quarter for that.
Devontae Adams got to miss more games than that. What about the guy that slammed Tua Tagovailoa into the turf?
Tilapia is a lovely.
We decided to call him Tilapia. Remember?
Yes.
No, that guy didn't do anything wrong.
That would that's a tough call to play, but he did not have to.
Moving on to the other picks of the week that we want to talk about.
All right.
I'm torn between two picks of the week: Chargers minus and 49ers minus. Honestly,
me too.
That's sort of 1-1A.
Yeah.
For me, right?
I think you can go right either way.
Yeah, I went
Cowboys plus what now, Christian?
5.5.
6.5. 6.5. 6.5. 6.5.
More money coming in on Philadelphia all the time.
Yes.
If you want to bet the Cowboys, if you're a Cowboy fan, wait another day. Wait till game time. Call it in.
If that line is 7.
Cowboys are going to win that game.
I completely agree. I think that it's all about matchups coming in, and Philadelphia has one of the easiest schedules going into the season. And for the remainder of the season,
playing nobody.
They only play 3 playoff teams and 4 potential playoff teams in the season.
One playoff team
in the season.
Oh yeah, right.
For the complete season. I think Cowboys are going to be one of the very few teams that beat Philadelphia this year.
Yeah. Well, they're definitely going to beat them in Philadelphia. Whether they beat them in Dallas is another story.
All right, Vikings Dolphins. When you're starting your third string quarterback, you lose.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a tough few weeks for the
Dalvin
Dolphins.
Cook is one of the top 5 running backs in the NFL.
Really, man. And he's
Justin Jefferson is one of the top 5 receivers.
Top 3.
The number 1 receiver.
You've got to be the number 1 right now.
He's number 1 right now. Better than Devontae, better than Cooper. Hate to say it, but it's true.
Cousins is okay.
Yeah, just don't throw the ball.
It's decent.
Don't pick it off. He's a game manager, and that's what he.
Why is it only 3 points?
Well, I don't care. I like Minnesota. I like them.
Oh, but here's my question. Whenever there's a line that makes no sense,
something's up.
Yeah.
Something's up.
You smell the tilapia.
I smell the tilapia. But he's not coming back this week. He's out. He's been ruled out already.
Yeah. That's tough. That's tough for Tua. I hate to see that, but
it is, and it's really because of all the
the new NFL protocol
outrage over him getting hurt. But he wants to play.
Yeah. If he's good enough to play, that's on him. But this is the NFL covering their own behind.
Now, Loud. Remember, I was telling you they have spotters in the crowd. Another spotter pulled another quarterback out, and he's out. Concussion protocol, and he never got hurt. But somebody saw him stumble. One of those spotters. Remember, I told you, man, they have 4 spotters around the stadium. Yeah. Well, as it turns out, one of them actually jumped up and saw another quarterback just stumble a little bit and pulled him. He's out for a concussion.
Yeah, for the remainder of the season.
You guys are Rams guys, okay?
Yeah.
Rams are playing in Carolina this week.
The Panthers are starting Mo and Curly and Joe.
Yeah.
At quarterback.
Rams get fat this week. Rams get fat.
How many points is it minus?
Yeah,
minus 10.
Is it 10
now?
What?
Yeah.
I still can't take it.
I can't either. I don't like double digits. Yeah, I don't like double.
I'm not going to do it. There are going to be some double-digit wins, but I'm not going to lay them.
Yeah, me neither. We're not that good of experts.
I'd rather give 10 in that Denver Chargers game, actually.
No, but I think the
Rams are getting how many at the Packers?
The Jets are getting
7.
It's minus 7.5 Green Bay.
Yeah.
Boy, that one is a little tempting.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
That one is a little tempting.
Isn't it?
How many points has Green Bay won by the entire season?
Yeah, not many.
Not a lot.
No, they're not. They're not blowing it up. And they're coming off an embarrassing loss to the Giants.
Yeah.
Overseas in London.
Giants just whipped them. They whipped them, man. And they did it. They did it in an impressive fashion, playing into Green Bay's strengths. They put pressure on their
The Packers lost to the Vikings 23-7.
Yes.
They beat the Bears by 17. Who cares?
And that was my first pick of the week: the Vikings and the Packers.
Packers beat the Buccaneers by 2. Blah. They barely beat the Patriots by 3. They lost to the Giants. Man, honestly, this should be another pick. I might do this late. The Jets plus 7.5, even at Green Bay.
Yeah, the only problem. No, they're in New York, right, Christian? Oh, Christian's gone. He froze. I believe
they're at Packers.
Are they at the Packers at Lambeau Field? Well, then that is different. But really, this is a game that the Packers really have to win because it's a minus so-so team. And if they're going to get back on top of that division, they need to win these games at home against crappy teams. And they're playing one right now. No way the Jets are a playoff team. No way.
But hang on. The Jets, with Zach Wilson at quarterback, beat the Steelers 24-20, and they smoked the Dolphins 40-17.
I'm back.
Yeah.
Now they go to the Packers, and they're getting a touchdown and the hook. The Packers can't score points. The Jets just hung 40 on
Detroit.
Miami.
On Miami. I'm sorry. Miami, yeah.
Can't they score 28 against Green Bay?
I don't see one.
About Miami's third-string quarterback. That was a defense that gave up all them points, man. A good defense. So the Jets know something.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about matchups. They matched up real well last week. I don't know. They must not match up as well because it's 7.5 points.
Yes, to Green Bay.
I mean, there are lines that just make no sense to me this week. Why the Chargers line keeps going down against the Broncos, I don't know.
Because Russell Wilson, and people just can't get it through their head that he's really not.
49ers line keeps going down against the Falcons.
Insane.
Huh?
-4.5 favorites 49ers.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
By the way, once again, that's my pick of the week for everybody from the first half.
You know what that is? That is the public looking at it and going, the Falcons have covered every game.
Let's bet the Falcons. Go ahead, bet the Falcons. The 49ers win that game. That's my pick of the week. Take the 49ers, lay the 4.5 points, bet your whatever
the
your
Cowboys started the week plus 4.5 against the Eagles.
Now it's 6.5.
Almost 7.
That's insane. Now there's one I do want to. It's a small spread, but what do you think about this? Jacksonville versus Indianapolis.
Leave it alone.
Colts. I know.
That one alone. Division game in Jacksonville, right?
In Indianapolis.
In Indianapolis.
-2 Colts.
All right, here are my rules. Ready?
Go ahead.
Bad team against bad team. I'm not betting on it.
Jacksonville's not a bad team, though.
Are you kidding?
No.
They're not.
A bad team.
They're not.
They're
They're sixth in offensive rating, 8 in defensive rating.
Yeah,
they handed a butt whooping to the Chargers, who are one of the best defense and offenses in the league. They're not a bad team. Trevor Lawrence is coming up.
Hang on. I have heard this from a lot of people, and I'm just gonna relate this back.
Right now.
Okay. They lost to the Washington Commanders 28-22. They suck. They beat the Colts. The Colts are awful. Who cares?
They're playing the Colts.
Then they smoked the Chargers.
Yeah.
A week after the quarterback got his ribs caved in. Okay. Then they lost to the Eagles, and they lost to the Texans last week.
Matchups. All about matchups.
Now, those are division games. Yeah, division games, division games are always a little bit different. They historically, you split division games,
How many points? How many
-2. -2.
2?
2. -2 Indianapolis.
I ain't touching it.
I wouldn't touch it either.
Yeah, I'd stay away.
All right.
Yeah, exactly. What's the point?
Continuing.
Too many other games to look at. I'll leave that one alone, man.
Look, if I'm going down my list today, early morning, 49ers -5.5 Falcons, I'm putting a third of my stack on that game.
Yeah.
I'm going to win that game. Now I'm going to take that money and I'm going to go Bengals, Bills, Chiefs, and I'm going to roll that money into those games. Bills -2.5, Bengals -1, Saints, and I'm going to split it. Let's say I only win one. Now I've still more than doubled my money. Sunday night football, Cowboys plus what, Christian?
Cowboys plus 6.5. 6.5.
What?
I'm buying half.
You went to 6.5?
It's 6.5.
6.5, and I'm buying half a point, and I'm putting 2/3 of my stack at Cowboys +7 at Eagles. I'm winning that game. Now I'm at 500. Chargers, Broncos, Chargers -4.5. I'm only betting half of my stack, 250 Chargers -4.5. I win that game. I'm at 750 to finish the weekend. That's my plan.
Tampa Bay is a 9.5 favorite against Pittsburgh. That's insane. Yeah, I get it. It's a high spread. No, it's not insane at all.
If I was a guy that would give up double digits, I'd give them up in that one.
Yeah,
that's one of the games I would give up double digits.
You know what? I think it's too much at home. The Tampa Bay, they better do more on offense for me.
Yeah, they will. They will. They got a couple of linemen back, and they're going to run Lombardi Leo again. They're just going to run the ball, and then Tom Brady will do what he has to.
I know Tom Brady's texting Gronkowski right now, man.
That backup tight end is doing great.
Yeah, he is doing very well.
He's got Evans back, and he's got Godwin back. So,
did we talk about Baltimore, New York?
No. Yeah. What about Baltimore, New York?
-5.5 Baltimore versus New York Giants in New York.
Oh, we talked about it. I would be on. If I'm not going to bet on the game, but if I was, I'd go Giants +6.
Me too. Me too. No doubt. I'm not going to lay down on the Giants. I trust them.
Saquon has been a dog this year, man. He's been tearing it up.
He's back to his pre-injury form. He's running the ball like he did before he got hurt. And all they're asking Daniel Jones to do is don't F it up.
Hey, yo, Daniel Dimes has been that dude though, low key. He's been pretty good.
Love you guys. Pretty good. Stepping out. See you next Friday.
All right, buddy. Whew. Christian, do we have any time left or are we out?
Yes. One thing I do want to get quick before anything. OBJ has been bouncing around Twitter talking about the Rams didn't offer me. They offered me the lowest of the low. These guys offered me this and that.
He said they didn't offer him anything.
No. They offered him something. And Sean McVay just came out earlier today saying that is not the last offer we are offering OBJ.
Okay, good.
He said it himself. Rams are going to make a push to get OBJ. This shoots his market way up, you know. Yeah. He knows what the Rams are in their situation right now. They're a sub 500 team that needs receiving.
They're sub 500, are they?
2-3.
Are they really? Oh wow. Well, okay, calm down. If you're a Rams fan, be patient. Calm down. It's relax. They're going to come back. It's okay. But if they pick up OBJ, it's going to
be good. You know,
he thought he had a home here, he said, in LA, and he's kind of offended that they haven't paid him already. But he can't play till November. It's no point. Nobody's going to offer him a dime until he proves that he can get on the field and run without breaking down.
Give him whatever's left on the salary cap, and then $20 million on a player option next year.
That's all they can do because they don't have a lot of salary cap.
Exactly. Give him whatever's left.
What does he want? He don't want that much. $14-15 million a year.
He told him they don't want that much, but we don't know the exact number. We're not going to find out until he gets signed somewhere. But his market's going up, and someone's seeing that the Rams are going to make a push and offer him more.
I'm going to tell you what's going to happen right there. The general manager has a nickname, them pigs. Fuck them pigs. We're on YouTube. We can say it. Mm-hmm. So OBJ's coming. Whatever they have to give up, you know, to get some money somewhere, they'll work it out, man. They'll find some money. They'll sign OBJ, and Rams are going to be fine with or without him. Just hang in there.
And the biggest team that's about to snake OBJ right now are the Rams. No, are the Rams rival the 49ers?
Really?
The 49ers just came into the pool talking about some OBJ signings. They have, ever since they restructured Jimmy Garoppolo's contract, they have some cap space.
Yeah. Wow. So that would be frightening.
That would be insane. All right, everyone, thank you for listening to Steer the Line. We're out of time. Make sure to catch us again next week, every Friday at 5 p.m. Pacific time. I'm Christian Giordani. This is Rocky Giordani. Loud Esmond already left, so go Raiders, go
Rams, McCool, Sanchez, Caputo,
go football, and go watch some.
Hey, Charlie Young. Shout out to Charlie.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, go watch some playoff baseball. All right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
All right. Bye.